I am, and we are recording the meeting. If you do not want to be seen, you can go ahead and just hide your picture. I'm Myra Steele. I currently started working with the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities, and I'm also a consultant for the Unicorn Foundation in helping them with their classes and with the website. And today's meeting, Sharon was unable to attend, as well as Carrie was unable to attend for personal reasons. So I'm your host for the day. We'll start with the introductions. And what I'll do is I'll start from the top row and have you introduce yourself and just tell a little bit about the organization that you work with and any announcements that you have in regards to things that are coming up with your organization. So we'll start with Jennifer Harris.
Hi, everybody. Jennifer Harris, special needs advocate for 211 Palm Beach. And I've been involved since the beginning with SNAC. So some of you, I don't know if we've met, but welcome.
Maria. Thank you, Jennifer. And Maria Gutierrez. Maybe she stepped away for a minute. Katie.
Hi, everyone. Katie Sandler here from Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County. We do not provide any direct services. We are a funder, but we do fund many programs and services for children who have developmental delays or to be assessed. And I've been involved with SNAC for about 2.5 years now.
Thank you, Katie. Maria Gutierrez.
Hello, hi everybody. I am Maria Gutierrez, Early Learning Coalition. I work in back and forth. I disappear sometimes and come back to the SNAC meetings, and also working with the hubs a little bit, review some things for the hubs. That's it. Thank you.
And Keith Workey.
Hi, everybody. I'm Keith Berkeley. I'm the Executive Director of Employ You. We're a nonprofit employment service, and we're working with adults and youth with vocational rehabilitation and APD. And we've been growing quite a bit in the West Palm area. We have a few staff there working, and we're just excited to just learn more about what's going on in the nonprofit community there in West Palm.
Thank you, Keith. Welcome.
Thanks.
Maria Rojas Lopez.
Thank you so much. I'm Maria Rojas Lopez. I do work also for the Early Learning Coalition of Palm Beach County. I am a customer resource manager and the manager in the call center. So any families that want to reach to us, please send them our way. We can provide them with information about the scholarships that we do have. We currently have open enrollment, so that means that parents that apply for the school readiness services, so we can invite them to prove their eligibility. It is an ongoing basis, so please, put the word out there if any parent or any family needs assistance with childcare and other resources. Definitely, we are here to assist.
Thank you, Maria. Jean Morocco.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm representing Family Care Council. We educate and empower people working closely with APD.
Thank you. Yafonso.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I work here at Palm Trend Connection, and we're, like I said, supporting transportation needs. Just don't hesitate. I will put in my information just in case if someone has any questions about our services.
Great. Thank you, Yafonso. Millory Sanat.
Hi, everyone. I am Milo Usena. I'm the community liaison for the Agency for Persons with Disabilities for the Southeast Region, and I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you here. Amy?
Hi, everyone. I'm Amy. I'm the communications manager for Unicorn Children's Foundation, and thank you all for being here today.
Amy's helping me out in the background, but because she has her name up there, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew who she was. She's a great support for all of us with the Unicorn Foundation. Eric Freilich.
Hi everyone, Eric here from Career Source Palm Beach County One-Stop Job Center, helping people find work and get back to work, and glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Barbara Flood.
Hi, I'm Barbara. I'm from the ARC of Palm Beach County. We provide support to families of people with intellectual disabilities. We have everything from respite to group homes to charter schools. And we have also been involved with SNAC from various people from the ARC attending meetings since the beginning. So thank you.
Thank you, Barbie. Josette Veltri. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Maybe she's not here yet. Jasmine Perez.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jasmine. I'm a counselor here at Vocational Rehabilitation. We assist people with disabilities find employment, and I work at the Boca office, Unit 21B.
Thank you. Mary Joyce.
Sorry about that. I'm Mary Joyce. I'm the nursing director with Children's Medical Services. I'm here with the Title V program. We have initiatives with patient-centered medical home, integrated behavioral health, transition, and asthma. So I'm here representing the Title V program. We also have the medical foster care program, as well as the children's multidisciplinary team. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mary, for joining us. Okay. Christine
Salgado, yes. Hi. Hi, I'm Cristiane Salgado, and I am a senior counselor here at VR, Unit 21B in Boca. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you for joining us. In fact, can you hear us? Or are you having problems? Josette was having technical difficulties. Her company is Next Step New Start Incorporated. It's a nonprofit who provides services for the Boca Rehab Center and on Boca Rehab Road before COVID. Okay, Juana Venegas.
Hi, my name is Juana Venegas. I'm a director and founder of Minor for Inclusion Foundation, and basically what we do, or what my presentation is going to be, is how to help parents through any diagnosis.
Andrews.
Good afternoon. My name is Drew Andrews, and I'm the Assistant Director and Technical Assistance Coordinator at the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities at the University of Central Florida. I'm glad to be here today to share information in just a bit.
Thank you. I just wanted to remind everyone that next month, October, is Disability Employment Month, and just to be aware of that for getting people jobs and such, and visiting the job sites. So today we have two speakers. Juana Venegas is going to talk to us about the Mono for Inclusion Foundation, and she's going to talk about the programs that provide emotional support to parents and caregivers of neurodiverse individuals using mindfulness tools, wellness programs, and social media awareness campaigns with the goal of making inclusion a reality worldwide. Juana, and the show is yours. And we will be providing her handouts or her presentation to you.
All right. So again, thank you for this time, and welcome from Minor for Inclusion Foundation. We're here united for Minor for Inclusion. And I started this foundation because when they gave me the diagnosis of my son, I didn't, as a parent, I didn't know who I was. Not until some people had helped me to get some healthy coping mechanisms, so I learned how to love myself, and at the end I will understand and I love my son just the way that he is, another human being, earth, and the present moment. So that's basically my quote for what is the meaning of inclusion for us. So this is my son, this is my little guy. He is 9 years old. Thanks to all the professionals, he's potty trained, he is talking a lot, and he definitely say, "Mommy, I love you," which is huge for a kid in the spectrum or a neurodiverse kid. So I decided, yeah, we need to spread the word to other parents so they can have the same benefits and the same calmness and wellness to receive all these blessings. So who we are many professionals that we share our all our knowledge. Basically, we are life coach, we are certified personal trainers, and so on. And we are just trying to make the world more inclusive. And we focus on programs of wellness programs and arts and music. So who am I? I have a bachelor's degree in management. I'm an eco-friendly artist. I'm an entrepreneur. I have 2 businesses. I have the foundation, which I call it a business. And I also am the artist part. Also, it's called evolution art. I'm an activist for inclusion because I believe that inclusion starts with me. And as soon as it starts with me, I radiate that inclusion to another person, and that in that way we create a ripple effect. I'm a neurodiverse person. I'm diagnosed with manic depression and also with anxiety. And so I know what some of the parents, I can relate of what some of the parents might feel or stuff like that. So that is me. I have started when they gave me the diagnosis to the person that I'm right now. I will say 180 degrees totally different. I'm a sober. How would you say it? I'm a sober, and I don't find food as my coping mechanism anymore. And this is based on different personal development classes that I have taken in the past. This is my co-founder in Colombia. She's the director for Money for Inclusion in Colombia. She's a great mom, also a mom who has a kid in the spectrum, and and she's our life coach currently, and she is actually an amazing person. When you are around her, her light is amazing. So this is our mission. We empower families with any kids who have any atypical diagnosis of behavior, who seek inclusion in their own communities through the power of art, wellness, love, and providing personal development, scholarships, and support. So we already went through the vision. So why do we do what we do? When they gave me the diagnosis of Manu, like some of the communities told me, okay, now Manu needs to go and take early steps, and then he has to take some other stuff, like all the therapies that he had. But like for me as a parent, there was a huge impact. It was anything that I expected that my son was going to be, it totally went away. So it was really hard for me. At that moment, like I said before, I didn't have the right coping mechanisms, and I ate my feelings basically, and I drank my feelings. So, and I'm using a lot of power of courage to say that in front of everybody. But so basically, I said, when I went through all the change and I noticed that the diagnosis is just a way that my son is not my son, it was much better for me. And I said, at one point I said, okay, parents need to know that. Parents need to know that they're not alone. Parents need to know that there are other coping mechanisms to be good. So we use a lot of the analogy, like what they say in the airplane. First, you put your oxygen mask, and then you help someone else. So make sure that the parent is doing fine, dealing with emotions, to make sure that the kid is doing okay. Something that we have noticed is this, that it's really difficult to accept the atypical behavior or the diagnosis, bipolar, depression, you name it. The lack of emotional mechanisms and the social stigma that it has with the diagnosis, and the frustration of getting the resources. So this is some of the things that had happened to our families: emotional instability, depression, anxiety, risk of addiction, high divorce rate, and economic instability. So our program is, we give grants to parents who have an issue with the school. We go and give the grant to this parent so they can solve so the kid has a great IEP. We give one-on-one emotional support to not only the caregivers, but also to not only to the parents, but also the caregivers, the grandma, the grandpa, anybody that is around this kid. And we call this one-on-one support, we call it the toolbox. And it's a 5-week commitment, and it takes about 2 hours a week. And we develop these tools together with Camila and I. Through our social media, we create awareness campaigns. What is autism? What is being neurodiverse? Give tips to parents about tantrums, how to help a kid when he has a tantrum. We also have ABA. We have found that there are families who doesn't have an insurance, and they're in the gap between insurance, so they don't have an ABA therapy. So we have a volunteer, which is our chairwoman, that she can provide an ABA assessment, and it consists of 4 sessions. So far, Am I talking too fast? Do you guys have any questions? Hello?
I don't see any questions in the chat box.
Okay.
But everything's going good. Juana?
Okay.
Not too fast.
Okay, so we also have the same, we have the foundation also in Colombia. Let's put it this way, the IDEA Act over here, it was developed many years ago, if I'm not wrong, like about 30 years or more. The IDEA Act in Colombia, it was developed in 2017. So we're trying to help with the IEPs over there, to help teachers, to help schools, to help also the parents. So our work in Colombia is a little bit different, but it is kind of with the same mentality to empower parents. Our values are respect, love, commitment, responsibility, spirituality, and solidarity. So I would like to give you two exercises. These two exercises are in our toolbox. So I'm going to stop sharing so we can see each other. And if you can go ahead and close your eyes, we're going to do a quick breathing. And I'm going to guide you through this breathing, and then we're going to do an exercise. So you can put your hands on your lap, facing up means that you need to be recharged and energized. Facing down, that means that you need some grounding. Center more in yourself, it's your choice. So we're going to go ahead and start breathing through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Breathe through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe through your mouth. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe through your mouth. Exhale through your nose. Breathe through your nose. And exhale through your nose. And we can do it one more time. Breathe through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Breathe through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe through your mouth. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe through your mouth. Exhale through your nose. Breathe through your nose. And exhale through your nose. So this breathing is called the gamma breathing. It is really good when you're really stressed or when you're really anxious or mad. It will help you regulate your emotions, correct? So it's really simple. It is nose, 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 mouth, 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 nose, and then nose, nose. And I can give you the instructions later. So if you have a piece of paper or a Post-it, that will be great. And I need you to write in that Post-it some I ams. So basically you need 5 times, you put 5 times your I ams. So I am, I am, I am, I am, you do it 5 times. So some of my I ams are, I am a loving person. I am a brave warrior. I am unique and I am accepted. And I am healthy. The toolbox, I'm reading some of them while you guys finish the exercise. The toolbox is for free for the parents. We just need to be a commitment of 5 weeks, 1 hour a week. And the question was for Maria. All right, so for those who wants to share, what are your I ams? I see in screen Maria, and I have on screen Jennifer, and I have on screen, is your name Catty Sandler? Yes, did I say that right? Okay. So if you want to share your I ams with that would be great. Jennifer, would you like to start?
Sure. I am smart, I am caring, I am loyal, I am funny, and I am an individual.
Awesome. Thank you. Maria, if you would like to share yours.
Yes, I am lovely. I am smart. I am caring and strong.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And Catty, would you like to share yours?
Sure. So mine are, I am resilient, I am strong, I am capable, I am determined, and I am loving.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else who's not in screen who would like to share? No? Okay. So what are the I ams for? The I ams are, first, it will be your connection to yourself. These are your real you. So these, I put it in an index card and I have it everywhere. I have it in my bathroom. I have it in my car. I have it here in my office. And what happens when emotions go high? And this is what one of my mentors says: when emotions go high, the intelligence goes low. So when I am mad, correct? Am I loving? I'm a loving person. So that immediately helps me regulate again and to go back to my intelligence. So if I'm a loving person, I'm not going to use my horn to the person that just crossed in front of me. And you see how the inclusion starts working like a ripple effect. Like if I am a unique person and I respect myself, a unique person, I will respect somebody else as a unique person. Do you guys have any questions, or is self-explanatory? That's good? We're good? Okay. Basically, I will say that to repeat your I ams and to practice the exercise, the breathing exercises. There are many breathing exercises. This is not a sponsored commercial for any meditation app, but there are some apps on your phone. They're for free, and you can download these apps and you can meditate 5 minutes, just 2 minutes, just to relax your day. Okay, and the other thing is the exercise of letting go. So let's say that, and it had happened many times with me as a parent, and I tell my parents this constantly. So I put a hula hoop on top of my head, correct? From here to me, is the only things that I can control. From here to the outside are the things that I cannot control. So the let it go is the part where I don't have any control over it. So for example, I tend to say many times, what if my son doesn't go to school? What if my son doesn't go to college? What if my son doesn't find a girlfriend? What if my son doesn't have any money? What if, and this thing becomes like a tornado, like woo, like this, and it's like a 500 miles per hour tornado. And I need to ask myself, where am I today? Today, I'm seated right here, trying to do the best that I can for my son, trying to teach him as most independent that he can be. So I don't have to worry about that. And that's where it becomes the let it go and the I ams are close together. We need to take a pause, breathe, say our I ams, and just let it go. I hope that these guys help you and you can spread the word to other families. The parents are not alone. We know, we are parents also. We know what they're going through. And with that, I'm complete. If you have any questions.
Any questions? Juana, thank you so much. The emotional toolkit just sounds like something that's fabulous for families to use and to have available to them. And the exercises that you did were really nice, especially the breathing exercise, that it did help. And just your example of the letting go was point on to realize that you don't have that much control over that many things. It's just all those things that are just surrounding you.
Correct.
Thank you so much for providing that. And if you don't mind, we have your website in there. Do you want to put your presentation into the chat box as well?
Sure, I can do that. And I think that I have a question from Why Afonso?
Chile. Hi, good
Chile.
afternoon.
Hi.
Hi. So I work in the paratransit section for, and we transport children with some of them severe autism. And unfortunately, recently I had to deliver some news to a parent that we couldn't transport her daughter anymore because of behavioral issues in our vehicles. Would it be okay for me to share this information with her and let her know that, you know, sometimes parents feel stuck and it's just part of the communication that we have, even though we are transportation, as much information that we need, we can provide to those clients in need. So I'll be reaching out to the lady today and I will share the information of the website with the lady, and maybe, you know, you can put your good minds together there and assist her with this, because I feel though that sometimes the children occasionally are left behind, in that because of their disability. It's just because the certain conditions that we're able to help and certain conditions that we're not. So thank you very much. This was amazing, and for putting all of this together. So thank you, and I will share that information with this client, okay?
Sure. And I'm going to put my contact information on the chat so she can reach me directly.
Perfect. Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ifanza, Jennifer is asking, what is the name of your transportation company of the agency? Is this with Palm Train Connections?
Yes, this is Palm Train Connection. And also if anyone has any questions, our eligibility process has changed. So at the end of this training, we can get together. If you have any further information, I will put my email address in there, just in case if someone needs to get in touch with me as far as how the eligibility process is with us now.
Great, thank you. We appreciate that. Okay, so our next presenter is Dr. Drew Andrews, and he's going to be presenting on the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities. And Drew, you may share your screen, and I will go ahead and drop the presentation in for you. I have
Okay.
that one.
All right. I'm going to share that screen and start the presentation, and it should come up on that screen. Let's see if it does.
There we go.
It's on the right screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining today. I'm happy to be here. Again, my name is Drew Andrews, and I'm part of the team at the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities. Our executive director is Dr. Janice Seabrooks-Blackmore. I am the assistant director and technical assistance coordinator. And as Iris Neal mentioned earlier, she is with us also. So today's agenda, I'm going to quickly do sort of an overview of Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program Act and the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities. I'm going to share with you some of the locations for Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Programs. We're going to talk a little bit about college and career transition clubs, which is something that we sponsor here in the state. And I'm going to share information about the Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program Showcase. So the Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program Act was passed here in Florida in 2016. It's sort of built upon the Higher Education Opportunity Act, which was passed in 2008. And Florida is the only state that has this specific legislation, and other states are very envious of us and the wonderful opportunity that's been given us here in the state of Florida. So there are four major components to the act. First, it established the center here at the University of Central Florida. So we're sort of like the coordinating center for the state. There's a program here, but there are lots and lots of other eligible institutions and many other programs on other campuses of other institutions. Next, it established Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Programs and sort of a framework for those comprehensive transition programs, which aligns very much with a federal comprehensive transition program. It also set aside funds for scholarships for students with intellectual disabilities to attend approved programs. And it also provided funds for startup and enhancement grants, or as we're calling them now, our initiation and continuing grants to institutions of higher education. So you might ask, what is a Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program? And in this picture, you see 4 students, and these students are at Santa Fe College and the Saint program that is there, our Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program, and they're learning skills in the area of culinary arts. So the purpose of an FPCTP is to increase independent living, inclusive and experiential post-secondary education, and employment opportunities for students with intellectual disabilities through post-secondary education programs. So let's talk a little bit about eligibility. And there are 2 areas of eligibility. The first is which institutions are eligible to establish a Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program. Well, it's public and private institutions of higher education, also called IHEs, that are not-for-profit and accredited. That includes the universities here in the state, the state and community colleges, the technical colleges, and the private universities and colleges that are private and not-for-profit. And all total, there's about 120 eligible institutions could start a Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program. Next, let's look at students. For student eligibility, the students must be students with intellectual disabilities. They must attend in person, although, you know, last year with the pandemic, we had many students that were learning in a remote situation, just like all other students from that institution of higher education. And they must provide information that documents their disability. The other eligibility is that they have exited the K-12 system. So for those of you that are familiar with the Individuals with Disability Education Act, you know that it can provide services to students through age 22. But after age 22, there really aren't services that are provided in the area of education. And so the Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program is what's next. After IDEA, after students have gone through the transition process in schools, they then move on to a Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition Program. If post-secondary education is their desire, and all of our programs are focused on employment. And so that's another thing that you're going to see a little later on. And if students are, if their goal includes gainful employment. So just as I said, FPCTPs focus on employment outcomes. They must be an inclusive context, so it's not a segregated special education program on a college or university campus. Students must attend no less than half-time, whatever full-time is considered at that IHE, they must attend at least half-time. Almost all of our students are in a full-time situation. And there must be a meaningful credential or industry certification. And just kind of in common language, that's something that the student is going to exit with, that they're going to be able to take to employers to say, I am prepared and ready to go to work. And so whenever we're talking with universities and colleges and technical colleges about developing programs, we ask them, think about the employers in your area and think about what will be meaningful, because some students may not be able to reach the level of industry certification in some programs, but they can certainly complete a lot of the program. And so what meaningful credential can that student exit with that will tell an employer that this student is ready for work, and here are the skills that this student has learned in the program? It also requires a definition of satisfactory academic progress. So students must make satisfactory academic progress to be able to receive a scholarship. And just like any other student, students may be put on probation for a period of time until they are making satisfactory academic progress. We also require that the Federal Comprehensive Transition and Post-Secondary, known as the CTP, program application be completed. And that means that students are eligible for Title IV funding through financial aid. So just like other students complete the FAFSA for financial aid, so do the students that are in the Comprehensive Transition Program. It's another area of funding. So just to tell you a little bit about our FPCTP programs, there are 19 programs on 24 campuses. And you might ask, how does that happen? Well, for instance, the College of the Florida Keys has a program at their Key West campus, as well as their Upper Keys campus in Key Largo. Broward College, which is nearby, has a program on their North Campus and on their South Campus. Florida Atlantic University, which is probably even closer to you, started with a program on their Honors Campus, which is the Jupiter campus, and have since expanded to their Boca campus. But when at the end of this presentation, I'm going to share a link to our website. And as you see there, there's a map and it shows you where all of the programs are located throughout Florida. We would love to see the entire state of Florida covered with locations where there are Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition programs. And we oftentimes tell people that if you've seen one Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition program, then you've seen one Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition program, because they are all unique. You also see some other bubbles there, little upside down teardrops that are different colors. And that's because on our website, we also have other post-secondary opportunities for students with intellectual disabilities. They are not approved Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition programs, but we share information with students on all opportunities in the state of Florida. So let's look at our universities. Many of you probably recognize some of these logos, especially for FAU. Florida Gulf Coast University over in Fort Myers is one of our newer programs. Florida International University in Miami. Of course, there's UCF, which is our home, and there is a program here at UCF. The University of South Florida, St. Petersburg campus has a program. And then Southeastern University in Lakeland. And that's an example of one of our private, not-for-profit universities. State colleges, Broward College, the College of the Florida Keys, Indian River State College, St. Petersburg College, Santa Fe College, and Tallahassee Community College are the state colleges that have Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition programs. And then our technical colleges. And Lee County technical colleges include the Cape Coral Technical College and Fort Myers Technical College. Lively Technical College in Tallahassee. And I apologize if you hear a siren. There's a fire truck that just went by the building here. Also, McFadder Technical College in Broward College, in Broward County. Okaloosa Technical College, that's out in the Panhandle, Fort Walton Beach. Also, Orange Technical College, their Winter Garden campus, which is also called their West Side campus. Down in Miami, Robert Morgan Technical College has a program, and also Sheridan Technical College, part of Broward County Public Schools. So those are our current programs. We're also working with a few other institutions that aren't established programs yet, but they're in the development stage. So to share some information about scholarships, scholarships are available for eligible students attending approved FPCTPs. So if a student is enrolled and attending a Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Transition program and would like a scholarship, they receive $7,000 annually as a scholarship. They can cover all costs charged to the student account with that $7,000, and any funding that's left over goes to the student at the end of the year. So here are some things that scholarships might cover: tuition, books, transportation, fees associated with specific courses, technology equipment, industry certification exams, fees that are program specific, such as mentors or an internship, and also travel. Like we have many students that attend Skills USA competitions, and scholarship dollars can help cover that. So we have been partnering with schools to develop and implement college and career transition clubs. And so we provide funding to help with club activities, materials, student travel, to visit colleges, and team building activities. And here are some students from out in Wakulla County who are part of the College and Career Transition Club there. So to increase awareness of Florida post-secondary comprehensive transition programs is why we provide this funding to high schools. Opportunities to help students with intellectual disabilities prepare for and access those opportunities across Florida. We're partnering with secondary schools because where do students come from that enter Florida post-secondary comprehensive transition programs? Well, usually they come from high schools throughout Florida. We also share a lot of information with parents who are homeschooling their children. So we're trying to cover everywhere that students with intellectual disabilities might be. So club membership. Membership adequately represents students grade 9 through 12 from these groups. That includes students with intellectual disabilities, but we also want students with other than intellectual disabilities. And we also want students without disabilities. So we want this to be an inclusive club. We do not want it to just be a club for students with intellectual disabilities. We think of college and career transition clubs as the gateway to college. Prepare students to access and succeed in post-secondary education, help them develop meaningful personal goals, provide choices for post-secondary education, and it also builds a more inclusive community. And we have lots of pictures on our website from activities that have taken place, and they have been very successful, and we've been very pleased. So to become a college and career transition club, and to make sure that our objectives are met, we have some student learning outcomes. So the center's expectations include the development of these following competencies. Club activities should be planned with these in mind and include ways to document whether club participants achieve these student learning outcomes relevant and appropriate for their grade level. And these are going to be things that you probably would think of if you thought of what would students in high school need to know to prepare for college. So number one, students will identify 3 careers or career fields in which they are interested and the competencies needed to pursue those careers. Number 2, students will identify pathways to each career through secondary and post-secondary education, training, and or other experiences. Number 3, students will identify post-secondary education institutions that offer those programs that align with specific career, and they will compare the characteristics of each. Students will identify the individual supports, if any, they need to access and succeed in each career, and post-secondary education associated with each career. We know that students with intellectual disabilities are going to need additional support. There are also many supports that other students with disabilities and that other individuals need to be successful. Knowing what supports you need, we feel, is very important. Number 5, students will identify the 3 most important characteristics to them in choosing a career, such as the work environment. So we really encourage that students do a lot of transition assessment, inventories, interest inventories, that they really explore different careers. And that they also look at the characteristics of a post-secondary education program, such as the reputation of the program, supports available, location, class size, cost. Does the student want to move away from home? Do they want to go to a program that's near home? All of these are things that students, just like any student preparing for college, thinks about. Number 6, students will demonstrate the following: accurate completion of a post-secondary education application, preparation of a resume and or a summary of performance relevant to college and career applications, and effective interviewing skills. All of these are things that students are going to need to be successful in post-secondary education. But not only students with intellectual disabilities, all students are going to need these skills. Excuse me, I needed a cool water there. Number 7, development and application of employability and leadership skills aligned with their academic and other curricula, such as, but not limited to, teamwork, timelines, goal setting, organization, planning, task completion, decision-making, self-advocacy, and communication. These are skills we all need, and we'll need them throughout our career. And so we want the clubs to really think about how do you increase and build these skills in a club. So we've encouraged lots of folks to get started, and they were able to visit our website. We provide $3,000 for 2 years to support club activities. And so we ask folks to share this with school districts, to identify club sponsors, because these are clubs just like any other club at a high school. Maybe you were a member of a club when you were in high school. I know that I was. And so it's just like any other club that you're in high school, the College and Career Transition Club. And recruit all students, because this is an inclusive club. When I think about this, I think of what student wouldn't want to be part of a College and Career Transition Club. So as you see, the deadline has already passed, and this is one of the things that Iris Neal coordinates for us here at the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities, our College and Career Transition Clubs. And we got lots of applications this year, and so we have quite a few clubs that are right now receiving their funding. And we've been doing this for several years. And so we have lots of clubs that have been established for several years, and we're seeing lots of success from those clubs. Now I want to talk about the Florida Postsecondary Comprehensive Transition Program College Showcase. And again, this is one of the things that Iris has coordinated for us, and it's on our website under Find a Postsecondary Education Program. And if you click on that, there's going to be a list of all of the Florida Postsecondary Comprehensive Transition programs, and there's going to be a video about that program that highlights what students will learn in that program. There's also a link to the coordinator. The coordinator's name is there, their email is there, a phone number is there. And so all of that information is there on our website under Find a Postsecondary Education Program. And that's under the main tab for students and families. I also want to mention that very soon we're going to have up on our website a family-to-family toolkit. And this sort of serves as a springboard to discover and to learn all of the things that you would need to know to prepare for post-secondary education programs. We want to encourage families. We want to give them more drive. We want them to know that there are supports in place, because we know that programs for students with intellectual disabilities, especially at the post-secondary level, have not been around very long. So there are many families that still aren't aware of this. There are many students that still don't see this as an option. And there are still many educators and folks in the education system that need this information so that students leave the K-12 system ready for post-secondary education opportunities. So there's just sort of an outline. It's about discovering, learning, understanding, considering and identifying choices, and then defining roles. Because as we all know, students become adults. And that's a transition stage for any of us that have adult children. We remember those stages whenever they were no longer children and all of a sudden they were adults. And even as we know that we're talking about students with intellectual disabilities, many of the same concerns need to be addressed so that students can be as independent as possible, make the decisions that they want, that they can make, and for families to be prepared for that. Okay, and also on our website is College Matters. And this is a collaborative effort that we have been partnering with Think College. And if you aren't familiar with Think College, please visit thinkcollege.net. And that is the National Coordinating Center for Inclusive Higher Education, which is all programs nationwide for students with intellectual disabilities. And we work very closely with them, and they have an amazing website that has lots of links to all of the states, so that you see all of the states in the US and the programs that are located there. So if a student's thinking about leaving the state for some reason and going to a program elsewhere, there's lots of information there. But visit the College Matters, because there are several webinars there. And you can also visit our YouTube channel. And you see that on the very bottom of this Contact Us slide. We have a great YouTube channel, and every webinar that we have conducted is listed there. And so there's lots of webinars on different programs, on credentials, just anything that's relating to post-secondary education for students with intellectual disabilities. There are webinars listed there. We have a Twitter account, Instagram, and Facebook. So please follow us, and you see our phone number, our website, and our email address. Please reach out to us. That's why we're here. We're here to answer questions and to help folks learn more. Here are our specific emails. Again, that's the same email for the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities. Also, Janice Seabrooks-Blackmore, myself, Drew Andrews, and also Iris Neal. Those are all of our emails. And Iris is going to post this PowerPoint in the chat, I'm pretty sure, and you're going to have that, and we'll be able to download that and have that information. And so I'm going to stop sharing there. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to take those. Iris, if you have something to add that I maybe left off, that you want to share something else, please feel free to add in.
Thank you, Drew. I just wanted to let you know, I sent the PowerPoint and a handout to Amy so that she could add it to the chat box. For some reason, I was unable to add them. Does anyone have any questions about the college services for students with intellectual disabilities?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity today to share information about the Florida Center for Students with Unique Abilities. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And in the chat box, I did put our website and the Think College website so that you can have that. Any other comments that you have for today's meeting?
I have a question for Drew real quick. Do they have to have a diagnosis in order to start post-secondary, like a reading diagnosis?
Each program makes the determination if the student is a student with intellectual disabilities. And the legislation gives some suggestions of how programs might do that. And that includes, it could be an IEP that they bring from the school. It might be an evaluation that they have done privately. It might be an evaluation through vocational rehabilitation. Now, a couple of programs have added a couple of more requirements where they actually want to do an evaluation, but that's just, so each program determines that the student, but the determination must be that the student is a student with intellectual disabilities. But there's, and again, and thank you for asking this question. You know, you can certainly also look at the Florida Postsecondary Comprehensive Transition Program Act. It is a very well-written act, and it has lots and lots of information in there. But we're the coordinating center and responsible for sharing information, sharing the legislation. We approve programs at the first level, and then all programs must be approved second at either the Board of Governors for universities or the Department of Education for the colleges and the tech colleges. But we also provide the funding for grants for the implementation of programs, and that money is here, and we provide that funding for programs. And then there's another funding, which is the funding for scholarships. And so we disperse the scholarship money to each financial aid office at that institution of higher education. And those students receive those scholarships just like any other student receives scholarships at those colleges. So that's the way that the legislation lays. It was very clear on how they wanted this to work. Thank you for that question.
Thank you.
So I do want to say this because, you know, we have talked some about students that are on the spectrum. So we all know that there are many students that may just have a diagnosis of being a student with autism spectrum disorder. Those students may also meet the qualifications for students with intellectual disabilities. Those students are eligible also for FPCTPs, but there will be some type of determination needed by the program because our specific purpose is for students with intellectual disabilities, but we do have lots of students that who meet the guidelines for intellectual disabilities and students on the autism spectrum. I hope did I say that clearly, Iris?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone?
We love for you guys to get the word out to families as well as
Yes.
to the
We would love to, I'll just throw this plug in here at the end. We would love to have a program at Palm Beach State College.
Yeah.
Or is it Palm State College? What
Palm
is it?
Beach State. Yeah.
Palm Beach State College. I'm sure that there are private, not-for-profit universities there in your county where we would love to, to also establish programs, because what we want options for students so that there isn't just one program in their area, and hopefully there's a part of that program that aligns with their interest. Because just like we all chose to go to different schools because of our interest, and we had reasons for choosing to go there, we want students with intellectual disabilities to have those same opportunities and those same choices. So thank you.
And Drew Wano was asking what is the name of the act. And so I posted Florida Post-Secondary Comprehensive Program Act.
Yes, and if you just Google that, it'll take you straight to the legislation.
So we appreciate you staying and listening and taking your time today to be a part of the SNAC meeting. We know that Carrie and Sharon will be back next month. Amy, are you still here? Nope, still.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so I wasn't able to send the PowerPoint or the handout. I do have an infographic handout about the Florida post-secondary programs to give to. If you can distribute that through an email, or if you can add it now,
yes,
that would be fantastic. I'm not sure how that works.
Yes.
Which?
I will send that to the email.
Okay, thank you. Next month, we have the SNAC meeting. It's Amy, I'm going to ask you again. It's on the third Tuesday of the month at 2 o'clock. Do you have information about what the topic is next month?
I actually don't. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, and just remember that October is Disability Employment Awareness Month, and to to focus. They do have some days listed on the Able Trust website about disability employment awareness and some activities that are going on during this time. Some of it is job shadowing and just getting people with disabilities out there in the community and learning about employment. And that is it for today. Does anyone else have anything else? Awesome. Okay, thank you. You guys have a lovely afternoon and stay dry, stay healthy, and be healthy. Bye.